We've got Super League, Champions League, and a couple of hot takes. Welcome back to Raising the Bar. Welcome back. We took a bit of a hiatus, a little break there, but we're back now, bringing you the upcoming news in the world of sports. With me today, we have Marlon and Willie. And of course, I'm here, your host, Andrew, and this is Raising the Bar.
Yes, sir. What up, what up?
Yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and get started with a little bit of pregame. All right. First things up, the Super League. You know, what do you guys know about it? What do you think?
Who knows the most? You probably did your research more on it now?
Yeah, I wrote the paper.
Okay. Then how about you just kind of like tell the audience a little bit what it is, and then we'll just intervene.
Briefly, what it is 20 teams competing in a European competition similar to Champions League. 15 founding members who cannot be relegated. Basically, buy their way in, and then 5 members who then alternate based off of how they did the year before. So
it'll be more of a league than an actual Champions League, though.
Yeah. So it's going to be an actual league, but with
it's I think Super League.
It's a Super League, yeah. Super.
Just making sure people know that. Because Andrew's like, well, it's kind of like the Champions League, but it's nothing like the Champions. It's an actual league.
It's like the Champions League is that it's
from different
countries. Well, from different countries. It's not a domestic league.
You know what it is? It's more of big names. It has nothing to do with competition. Because they're adding AC Milan. They wanted to add AC Milan.
Mm-hmm. AC Milan is second in the league
right now. But have they been up there? They probably wouldn't deserve to be in.
No, it's all about money. But we'll get into that why they're doing it, of course.
But what it is, the 15 or the 12 founding members so far, and this is an asterisk because I know most of the EPL leagues have dropped out already, but it's Man City, Man U, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham. And you had Real Madrid, Barcelona, Athletic Madrid, Juventus, Inter, and Milan. So those are the 12 founding members so far. Most of the, if not all the European leagues, or English leagues, excuse me.
No, everybody except for Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Everybody else pulled out?
Everybody else already pulled out. It's because, we'll get into that. But.
So, a little bit of the why, in case you don't know. Basically, money's down, and they want to make sure that good, high-paying teams and teams with large fan bases are playing each other. Having to pay TV rights to play.
Yeah. No, the idea came from Florentino Perez, right, which is the president for Real Madrid, and I put it on Facebook yesterday. The Madrid fans were mad at me because. My theory is he can't buy the super duper players anymore. He can't afford it, so he's got to go create a league because everybody wants to play for Real Madrid, but they don't have the money. So,
At least they can watch them play.
Guess who was going to be the president of the league?
Who?
Him.
Yeah.
Convenient. So I guess this has been going on since the 90s, the talks of Super League. So it's nothing new. Apparently, this is, I guess, the furthest it's got.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. I mean, from the little bit that we know, of course, everything's just getting mixed around right now. But it's all got to do with money. It's because the thing with this is that TV rights, money in the TV rights in domestic leagues is already at its max. They can't go more. So I believe Barcelona and Real Madrid make $250 million a year. But with this, they said they would double. So, that's $500 million each team.
Yeah.
Or not each team, but those teams. Those are the biggest teams. Of course, Arsenal, they probably would get less, So,
but they'll get more than what they are getting at the
they would get more.
Well, you got to shit on Arsenal.
Shout out to Tutori.
If we have any fans that are Arsenal and Tottenham fans, first I want to know why. And second of all, and most importantly, why are you alive?
Why are you
No, but whatever. They're one of the 12 biggest teams in Europe, so props to them, right? So anyways, back to going to it. So it's all got to do with money. Of course, personally, if now you're gonna ask, personally, what we think about it, I am not a big fan of it, just for the simple reason of, as a Barcelona fan, I would be a fan of it. because of course I would want to see my team play the best teams. That would be exciting. I don't think we're personally good enough to play in the league right now because we would get mollywopped. We'd probably end up like 5th, 6th. But it would be exciting to watch them. Now the thing is, I think it would affect the other league so much it would like bankrupt them. They would have to go figure something else out because nobody as good of a game. Like let's just say we had a Sevilla versus Valencia. Good game, right? At 2:00 on a Saturday, and you're gonna tune in and watch it. But then you have a Liverpool versus Inter Milan. You're gonna watch that at 2:00 on a Saturday. So nobody's gonna watch those, and those teams would have to go. They would have to go bankrupt. There would be no money involved for them. So that's why that this can't be created, and that's why everybody was so upset the other leagues because it's gonna destroy. It's gonna be good for the beneficial 20 teams, but for the rest of the European leagues, it would be devastation for them.
Yeah, but I disagree with you because I think that people are getting things misconstrued. They're trying to make a super league to play on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that the Liga's not going to get played anymore. The Liga's still going to continue to be played.
Yeah, but those teams wouldn't play in the league.
Yes, they would.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to continue to play in their league. The only thing they're bothered by is that they feel like they're going to play their B squad and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter. You're still going to watch Barca play, and what they're trying to do with the Champions League is the same thing. Mm-hmm. You could still do it. The only problem that I find with the Super League is that obviously they're not doing it off of merit. Like it's just all power.
That's the biggest.
But in reality, who wouldn't want to watch a Barca, Chelsea on a Tuesday, and then on Saturday you play your league game, and it would still work out.
So that's why they just fixed the format of the Champions League.
Well,
no, because they would still play in Champions League as well. So they what people are saying is
then
that
it takes away a merit of everything though, because you don't win the league, but you can win a Super League. You don't win a Super League, you win the Champions League. Then it starts becoming too that's the whole point of the Champions League is that damn, you won a Champions League. Now what if you lose? What if you get eliminated in the group stage Champions League, but you go win the Super League, or vice versa?
Right.
Like that.
Wouldn't that be cool? Though?
But I think
that would be pretty
cool. It just I feel like there's way too many competitions.
No, I mean there's too many competitions now by that merit.
Yeah.
You have 15 different cups you play in a season.
Exactly.
But I don't think adding another cup is what people are upset about. It's what Willie said. It's not having to qualify, and it's it's diluting the game because if your wins domestically don't affect you playing in the Super League, and that's where you make all your money, then guess what? You're not gonna try. Not that they won't play, but there's nothing to win there. Champions League, that's a good revenue for the teams, but they still have to win at their domestic league to get in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Like for instance, Arsenal and Tottenham, they didn't qualify for Champions League. They wouldn't qualify next year for Champions League. But we're supposed to pay all this money to watch them play in a fucking Super League?
Yeah.
Why would we as fans want to watch them play in a league that's the Super League? The best.
Because of fan bases. Because those are the teams that are going to make the most money. So they have the biggest fan bases. Look, as good of a team as Red Bull Leipzig is, they're a better team than Arsenal and probably Tottenham. I mean, they got quarterfinals Champions League. Nobody watches them play, and they play really good. But nobody watches them play.
All the Super
if it was
League
Red
really
Bull versus Inter, you wouldn't like.
All that league would do would replace the Champions League.
It would,
because eventually throughout the years you're gonna have to do it off of merit. We won the Champions League, we won in.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And
then Europa League, if you win the Europa League,
you're gonna invite them in because now they're gonna generate you money.
Yeah.
But I think the idea was good as far as trying to keep the money alive for them because of the lack of income there is right now. But being a fan of a big team, I'm okay with not having money because we already do that. Barca already makes players. They already got young cats coming up, and they're gonna eventually be good. I think it's the bigger teams that all they do is buy players are the ones that are afraid, and they're the ones that they really want to happen.
You just said the leader of this movement is Real Madrid's president because they need that money. They're not having a good year. If they don't win the Champions League this year, we'll see what happens with the league. But if they don't win the Champions League, they have a bad year because it's Real Madrid. They could play shit the whole year. They win the Champions League. They had a great season. Let's say they don't win it. They're going to have to go buy players because they just spent $100 million on Hazard, and that clearly hasn't worked. So they're going to have to go buy Mbappe, Haaland. There's no money. And no team has money right now.
As far as just like off of names and stuff, I would be intrigued to watch those games.
Oh, you would. Who wouldn't? Nobody's saying they would be a boring league. Of course.
I think people are upset with the fact that there's no requirements to get in except you pay, and I think that's what turned a lot of fans off.
But you know what though? I feel like if you could just cut off on some other games and like you could include that, like they're the leagues are supposedly getting affected, but. Let's just say Liverpool, instead of they play in 4 cups. Like, eliminate 1 cup for them. Like, we're not participating in this one because we're gonna go play Super League. They still play anyway.
Okay, exactly.
So make it a cup, but but what's what?
Not make it a cup, but like just say we're not entering that cup.
Exactly. But look, that's the point. That's exactly why everybody's upset because then not the Premier League, the government around the Premier League, whatever, the FA,
yeah.
They would be like, okay, well, Liverpool and Man City and all these guys that are saying they don't want to play in the FA Cup no more, they lose that money. And they don't want to lose their money. At the end of the day, you got to worry about yourself.
Exactly, but they're wrong because nobody gives a shit about the cup, what do they call it, Cup or whatever.
They do. What do you mean?
They do, but more people,
more
people around the world would care to watch the
FA. You don't think the FA association wants them to be in? Because you just said it. Nobody's going to watch it. They're not there. So, and then they would lose a lot of money there. But they don't care if Liverpool's making money. The only people that are really afraid about this is the Champions League people, which is, the UEFA. They're the only ones that really care. Because the problem is that, okay, the Super League is eventually going to become the next Champions League, and now we're out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't that what happened 30 years ago when the Champions League was formed? Because it hasn't always been the Champions League, right?
Well, the Champions League was formed because a lot of people don't know this, and I'm going to shoot shots. Back in the day, only the winners of the league would play it. So then you only have to be 8 teams, and then it went up to 16. So you're not really the best team because sometimes the year before you get second place, but now you're the best team.
Yeah.
But now you have to wait until next year. Let's say you win the league this year. Now you have to wait until next year to go to the Champions League. So that's why they were like, you know what? Let's put 3 or 4 from each league and see who's the best team. That's why when Real Madrid was winning all their Champions League, they won 5 in a row because they were the only Spaniard team. Yeah. People don't know this, but the year that they actually got eliminated, the first year they lost, Barcelona beat them. The only reason Barcelona got in is because they won their league, and Real Madrid got in because they won the Champions League the year before. So they got in because out of merit by default, and then Barcelona beat them. But if you win your league, that's fine, but you deserve to play. But of course, the other teams, they're good too. Like this league, one team that win by 1 point doesn't mean the other team isn't a great team. But imagine that next year you say you lost the league by 1 point, you can't play the Champions League.
Yeah.
So that's why the Champions League was formed, and that's why now they're trying to expand it.
Oh, okay. Another thing, they just really care about the money they're generating, and they're really hating on the idea because it's really competition between themselves. You could just eliminate all those stupid FIFA date matches, like the Portugal against the great teams that they play against all the freaking time against islands and stuff.
Oh.
Like you could just why even make those games or like send other young people to go play those games. You can find a way to squeeze these games and eliminate some of the fat and make the game more competitive and better. But I mean, just imagine how much the actual sport would grow if all these people played against each other week in and week out.
I think another big reason. I mean, I would love to talk to you, but I think probably the biggest reason why they're all upset is because this came out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't like talks about it for years or whatever.
It's just UEFA hating.
No, I know, but imagine like literally one day you just like hear about a Super League, and then the very next day there's 12 teams that signed on. So, and they're like, oh, next year we're not going to play whatever competition. Yeah. Because that's what the rumor was that I heard. I don't know, I could be wrong. I think that a lot of teams were like, oh, like we're not going to play the other competition.
The problem with Champions League is like you can really have a bad year and just turn it up for 2-3 months and win it, and now you're considered the best team in the world. How does that work? Like, where's consistency? Where is like?
No, that's what I'm saying.
If you allow people in just off of buying their position, it's the same thing.
But it's almost the same thing because there's so much power in those teams that
they're gonna win.
Like, for example, in the Spanish league, it's always the same teams that get in.
Yeah.
And then and the EPL is the only league that's really competitive. What about the German league? Same 2-3 teams all the time.
Dortmund might not make it.
Well, I mean, let's just say this year, right? But like, it's always the same thing.
Well, I think it's, I think
what Florentino was saying was like, if you make it right now, as of right now, it's like that. Like these are the teams that are gonna draw the money in. Once we're back up with money, you can reformat it and do it. Like, hey, you're not in this year. You're out.
You know, I don't. From what I read on it, it's saying that like those family members bought their spot. They cannot be regulated.
I know right now.
Well,
until they got to renew contracts.
It didn't say it right now.
No, well, I mean eventually. But we can't have this conversation. Let's just say it was the start next year. In 10 years, the same teams are not going to be able to be in there because then it would lose its value. Yeah. They're smarter than that. You think they're dumb in 10 years? Shitty Milan team and the shitty Barca team are still going to be able to play in it?
But the point of that is that they're going to have the money to improve. So that Milan team would have money to buy players, those things, and then they would get even better.
Yeah, so it's
and then the other team
one feeds the other.
But one thing you had wrong is that you thought that like they're not going to play in their league. They're going to play in their league. They just feel like there's gonna be watered down. That's what they feel like.
Yeah, and that's what I feel too.
I mean, like I said, I haven't really looked into it, so maybe that's right. But
he was telling me he was gonna shit on me, and his argument was dead from the beginning.
No, because
argument, the next one.
No, because the whole point is that they don't want the rest of the league. It would go well. That's why, because those teams either they wouldn't try in their league, and you wouldn't want to watch those games anymore. Because look, if they do that Super League, they're going to only try in two competitions. The Super League and the Champions League. They're not going to care about that.
They won't play in Champions League.
Yeah, no.
If there's a Super League, they won't let them play in Champions League.
Yeah, because now they said that. Now they said, no. Now they said...
Oh, but you're saying like their mindset was...
No. That's why they backed out. Because they said, okay, if y'all play in that, we're not going to let y'all play Champions League this year. Why do you think all these teams said...
It wasn't Champions League. It was international.
It was international.
So like, the thing is a lot of players didn't even know about it. And I feel like they got blindsided too. Because I think, if you... And maybe they're reactive to what's coming out now, but a lot of players and a lot of coaches were like, "Yo, we never signed up for that."
Exactly.
It was a club, so like even if let's just say the Champions League or the Super League went through, and then UEFA and FIFA came out and said, "Okay, well if you play in it, you can't play in any World Cup, you can't play in this," and the clubs were like, "Yeah, fuck it, we're gonna do it anyways," and they did it. Do you think players would leave?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Because all this is star power, man.
You don't think so?
How you gonna tell Messi he's not gonna play the World Cup? Then who's gonna watch your World Cup? How you gonna tell Cristiano Ronaldo?
But do you think? Well,
how are you gonna tell all these guys like there's no World Cup without them?
But do you think that they would still play in the league and not play in the World Cup?
I think that if
they had a players like how the NBA has a what is that
Players Association?
Yeah, the Players Association.
Players Ball.
Yeah,
they would all get together like, hey man, we're just gonna put a foot down and say, all right, if we don't play, they would lose. I don't know how much you.
How are you not gonna have all the stars in the World Cup?
Billions.
Who's gonna watch it?
I'm not disagreeing with you about.
Imagine a World Cup where the best player would be because Erling Haaland wouldn't be in Dortmund anymore. Like the best player would be like some mediocre dude
from the U.S.
Imagine
the USA makes the final.
Hey, wait a minute! It's not such a bad idea now.
Pulisic would be the main guy. People
he can't
in Chelsea. People in Chelsea are still asking who the hell that is. Imagine, come on. So, like Willie says,
those threats are.
But the reason why they're not playing it no more is not because the players backed out. It's because they said, all right, y'all won't play Champions League next year.
Backed down. So, ideally, would you agree with the Super League in the future?
How it is now?
Would you want it?
As a Barcelona fan, yeah.
Okay, as a fan of just the sport, not a Barca fan, just like
fan of the sport.
The sport, period.
I mean, you always want to see the best team, but then I feel like then you got to get rid of the Champions League. There's just no point in playing it.
No, because it's not gonna be because you don't get it.
I don't get
the Champions League is by merit. This one's just names are in there. And who's to say that all these guys would throw all their good players every game in there? You can't say that.
You want to you're in the eyes of everybody in the world. That's where you want to look good
at. Okay, so if it's the same date around the Champions League, who's to say that like one of these teams is not going to put their main team in the Champions League?
That's what I'm saying. You can't have a league of 38 games.
Because these are leagued by points. There's not elimination.
You can't have a league of 38 games and then a Super League of 19 games and then have Champions League of 12 games and then have a cup if you get to the finals of 8 games. There's no fucking way you're going to play 70 games in a season. No way in hell.
That's what I'm saying. You chop off a lot of the fat.
Yeah, and so like Willie was saying, if these teams did go on, let's just say, they probably wouldn't play, maybe not in the FA Cup, but whatever other cup, they may be, like Chelsea, I think, is in 2 other cups besides what they're in
Premier
now.
League teams are in 4 total.
Yeah.
Or if you get your Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, they would just get out of 1.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Then That federation is going to be mad because you're costing them money. Because you say, who's
going to watch? We know that. That's why they didn't allow it. Those people are hating. But I'm saying, for the good of the sport, what would you do?
Do you think it would
That's going to help the sport grow. Man, you know how many casual fans we have out here? Especially the people that be hating on Messi. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers clearly don't watch Messi play. Because if y'all did, there's no way you could hate a bone in his body, like, at all. But these are just casual fans that don't start watching the game until the last 16 of the Champions League. So what they're trying to do is because their ratings are dying. There's no interest in the stadium.
Yeah.
They're trying to generate money.
Yeah.
So let's just say hypothetically, if this was Barca that went down in the prime of Messi, and they can't afford to pay him anymore, he would probably leave because, Messi in his prime, he wanted them $50 million that he was getting,
Right.
And if Barca don't got it, he's not gonna, or let's just say not him, Cristiano, whoever, right? They're gonna want to leave. So now you might be able to create a super duper team because there might be one team that can actually pay more to a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be teams that are always going to generate the most money, which is going to be probably Madrid and Man U,
Man City,
and
Liverpool.
Barcelona. Whoever has the loyal fans that no matter how much they suck still watch are the ones that are going to be able to charge the most. So they're the only ones that are going to be able to afford good players and have good players.
Yeah, but no, I mean I get the concept of it, and it would be like I said, as a Barcelona fan, I just feel like as a neutral, casual fan, yeah, it would be good. But as someone that it's just like I said, La Liga would have no more value, Copa del Reina, everything would be. But I mean, of course,
I disagree, man. I feel like we watch La Liga regardless. I like to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on who. I don't think they're gonna gain any more.
Us, but we just said.
I don't think they're gonna gain any more fans than they already have.
That's what I'm saying. Us.
Do you think Andrew wakes up to watch Barca play against Getafe? He doesn't. He's not gonna. But Barca and Milan, you would go tune in, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't watch a ton of La Liga anyway, so
that's what I'm saying. The leagues that they already have them. Whether everybody in the 18 plays or not. They already have their fans.
For that example, for me, if I can't, I'll wake up to watch Chelsea play early. Mm-hmm. Really, honestly, against anybody because it's not too many games get played here anyway. So if I have the opportunity to watch it, I will. Mm-hmm. But that's my team. Chelsea's my team.
Exactly.
So I do when I can. Or if they do show it, I'll wake up and watch them play. I watched them play Brighton on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But
if you're not a fan of the team, who's gonna get up and watch that? Or unless you have time.
Well, that one was at 2:00 in the afternoon, so it wasn't too hard to get up. But still, it's 2:00 on a Tuesday. Are you really gonna devote 90 minutes to watch a game against bottom tier table team?
I mean, probably not. The real fans do, yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying though, but they're not gaining any more. So
Super League is geared towards the casual fans who want the big matches.
Yeah,
really, it's geared towards the younger generation and Americans who, most of our sports are pretty, they're pretty high impact. As far as action, like football, you have the downtime in between, but when the play is going, it's going. Basketball is like that, Mm-hmm. So I think they're trying to gear towards that and win that fan base because, like you said, people aren't getting people aren't getting up to watch the top team play the bottom team. Unless you're just a fan, a diehard fan of that team, but no fans of the sports are getting up to watch that.
Yeah.
If it's on, I'll watch it, but I'm not making a point to wake up to watch Bundesliga at 6 a.m.
Especially not if you're hungover.
Okay, so let me ask you this: as a fan of those teams that we mentioned that are mid-tier teams that are in there because of money, they're never going to win that league. There's zero possibility. Arsenal, Tottenham, and Chelsea.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know that because if Arsenal's not in the Champions League, and they have a chance to compete at
You think at 19 games are going to have more points than Bayern and Barcelona and Man City? They can't even have more points than the fifth place team in the Premier League. They're going to have more points than Man City.
But that's what makes it intriguing.
No. Because those teams have no chance. They're just there just to be there. All right. Even Real Madrid doesn't have a chance. Real Madrid can't win their own league. You think they're going to win a Super League?
That may be true.
Real Madrid are good for 10 games in the season. They're not going to win. They're
10 out of 19.
Well, let me tell you something. 10 out of 19 will put you in maybe in the middle of this. Because Man City's not going to lose a lot.
A lot of people would beat each other.
Yeah.
But Real Madrid.
This is the type of league that
you're not gonna have a bunch of like
it's not
fluffy
gonna be
wins
there,
or wins. Yeah,
I know.
Like EPL, like if you look at those wins, like the top half of the top 5 of the league kill the bottom half always. So their wins are somewhat inflated because they are having to play so many games and only not that there's not a ton of quality, but a small amount of quality versus
but come on, let's be realistic. Okay, we're talking about next year, right? Because I don't want to talk about 10 years because a lot can change.
Yeah,
next year. There's depending on how Barcelona, what type of players they get. There's 2 teams, maybe 3 that can win the league next year.
So who are those 3 teams?
Bayern, Man City, and maybe Barcelona. Because Barcelona's a very consistent team. We're not good in those one-off games, but very consistent. Well, we'll see what happens with Liverpool, but they're on the downhill.
Martin, you're delusional.
Man City or Bayern are the only teams that are constantly good enough.
Bayern's not playing in it.
Exactly.
But okay.
But they would probably.
You can't leave out Real Madrid. You can't leave out.
Juventus is 4th in their league.
Liverpool.
No, Liverpool's not playing well.
They're not playing well, but that doesn't mean that they can't pick it back up.
That's what I'm saying.
Barca's not playing. Barca's playing well right now because honestly, they turned it up. But in reality, we don't have talent to compete with some of these.
I just said games. Man City and Bayern Munich would be the only ones in a consistent league, not in a Champions League where you get a couple counterattacks and you win. PSG 2nd in their league. They're about to lose to Lille. Like. You got to think about it. A consistent 30, I think they're saying 19 games, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but every year is different.
No, every year.
Even next year, they would like if that would have gone through. I think a lot of players. would have. A lot of players would have joined those teams because they're in that league, and they would have got better. Oh, you're playing part of that league. Okay, I want in. But. I mean, who knows? It didn't end up happening. Just
yeah.
Okay, but that was beside my point. My point is for those teams that aren't gonna.
We're going hard for something that didn't end up happening.
Yeah, but for those teams that they weren't gonna win. It's all pure money. Like, what do they really get playing in there?
Notoriety. It's the same thing in the Champions League. What does the top team in Turkey get for playing notoriety?
No. But that's the top team in Turkey. So you want to play against those big teams because nobody's gonna watch them. But
what big team is?
Galatasaray.
Yeah, I know what it is, but I'm just saying like
they want to play those big teams in the Champions League. Right? Galatasaray has played round of 16 matches against Real Madrid and beat those
I don't think you understand my point. These guys are starting off like that. They're eventually going to become the next Champions League, and they're going to make it in a format of a league, not a tournament.
Exactly. So then the actual leagues would go downhill.
Why do you think the UEFA is the one that's tripping? Because they know they're going to kick them out.
But you just said it. They're going to make it into an actual league. So whether it's now or later, UEFA knows they're going to become an actual league. The actual other leagues are going downhill.
Wouldn't that be cool? They kicked them out. I'm tired of Champions League of just like, round of 16, really? That's the only thing that's really good for. If we could just eliminate some of those games that like are...
Yeah...
it's just there's not enough games, not enough good games. Like there should be more. I feel like there should be more interaction between the big teams around the world. You know what I'm saying? They really only see each other like
when they get to round
like
16.
Liverpool, Man U, and them. I mean, Liverpool and Madrid and all of them. They might see each other once every 5 years, man. And in those 5 years, both teams could have been hella good, and I would have liked to see them.
Yeah,
like Bayern. In Liverpool, they were both good at the same time. See, we were lucky that when Barca and Madrid were good at the same time, they kept playing each other. But wouldn't you be interested? Like, man, what would a game like between them be like? I would have loved to. Oh.
Liverpool eliminated them. That's what happened. That's why it's good to see. It's like, damn, we're not gonna get to see it.
Well, I mean, what if you don't get to see it? Like, what if you just get eliminated? So.
All right. Well, about to edit.
A lot of
hypotheticals. So we'll move on. We'll have some bar talk. We'll touch on Champions League semifinals. That should be interesting given our just past conversation. And I got a few more questions about some domestic leagues for you guys as well. So first up, Champions League semifinals next week. Going in, we got Chelsea, Madrid, Man City, PSG. Real quick, who y'all got? Chelsea, Madrid.
I got Madrid City in the final.
Madrid City. Marlon?
I do also. But this Champions League reminds me a lot of the 2012 Champions League when it was Bayern versus Real Madrid and Barcelona versus Chelsea. And everybody already was saying Barcelona versus whoever. It's going to be an incredible final. And Chelsea just creeped in there with a new coach and players that shouldn't have been playing.
Just health.
And beat us. And then they had no chance against Bayern in Bayern's own stadium.
Yeah.
And they win and beat them. So I'm not saying that's going to happen. But I'm saying
you can't count them out.
We've seen Chelsea do some crazy stuff before, so that would be good because I want to beat Madrid.
I don't even think Madrid is really that
good.
They're
not that good.
It's just that they have experience, man, and those players, they've been there time in and time out.
And they played well against Liverpool.
The first game, yeah.
Yeah, a lot better than I thought.
They're good. They're good at like one-off games or two, like series like that, like one game each.
So they wouldn't be good in the Super League. Huh?
I mean, it's not like they don't. It's not like they never win their league.
I that one back in there.
Shit, twice in 12 years, it's not great.
Well, because they had Messi against.
Well, okay, but no, I mean, I really do see Madrid as a favorite, and they'll probably win by 2 or 3 goals a series. But if Chelsea could sneak it. I mean, somehow they got there. I mean, I know they didn't beat the best of teams, but they got there, right? So sometimes you just need one bad game from the opponent and a couple counterattack goals, and you're there, And then going to Man City versus PSG.
This guy hasn't taken over the world because he doesn't want to. No shit, Sherlock, it's a semifinal. Of course they can beat one another.
A couple counterattack goals because they're played like that. But I wouldn't say, Barcelona needs a couple counterattack goals.
I think that City PSG is like, man, I don't know. I just think the style class, I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a lot of knocking it around by City and counterattacks by PSG, man. But those guys, they got killers up top, man. With Mbappe and Neymar.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't know. I'm intrigued. But definitely City has a better team, but PSG has that star quality, man. And Mbappe, I think he's like entering that, like, all right, like, I'll be the best player in the world soon. Well, Messi hasn't retired yet, but
it's because he can't be the best player because Messi just is different. Because, that's a different conversation. But
if he wins the Champions League, like, I think the Ballon d'Or will go to him.
Yeah, maybe, and
it should go to him.
But last round or last game, I didn't really watch the game because I was working. But they said even though it was a 0-0 or what was it, 1-0 Bayern. They said Neymar was like completely destroying them. So that's the thing. How can you be the Ballon d'Or if you're probably not even the best player in your own team? No, Neymar has more talent than Mbappe.
Yeah, but Neymar has more talent, but he's not decisive like him. Like Mbappe
Neymar is not decisive. Nah, you don't remember what he did for us in the Champions League?
Man, this dude wants to live off of things that happened 7 years ago. This dude goes on vacation every time that is the round of 16. And he goes to party for his sister's birthday, comes out like, hey, we're still playing. I'll jump in now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Neymar does a lot. Of course, he did a lot against Bayern. He created a lot of great plays and all that. But at the end of the day, man, I feel like if you put him in the back of the net, you should. It's because Mbappe doesn't just put him in the back of the net. Like, he plays, man. He's a tornado out there. Mm-hmm. They're both good, but one scores the goals. Like, he's always gonna
have that edge over him.
Yeah. He has got how many? 8 in the Champions League already?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he's the best player because I know Neymar plays better than him with the ball. But, man, scoring them goals, man, got to count too,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but that matchup is, definitely the more interesting one. But it's a style, it's a clash of two completely different styles, it's literally, like the style that Man City doesn't want to play against is them, which is pure counterattack with speed up top. Because Man City do press up a lot. They probably won't. They won't attack as high and send as many people because they're going to be more worried of them. But
I disagree. We had that conversation. He loves Guardiola. I love Guardiola too. But Guardiola, he doesn't change his style. That's one thing that always disappoints me about him. I feel like
he's very predictable and
he just dumps everybody. Knock the ball. Go up. We're attacking, and then they hit you with the counterattack. I think he's too prideful to not send his wideouts like just to go over there and go crazy up top. And what the guys are gonna face, like you don't want to play with them, man. They're killers up there, So if he wants to win, I already told him, City's gonna have to knock the ball around, but it's gonna have to do it with a lot with their midfielders and forwards. Like you're gonna have to forget about your outside backs going up because
And they have the talent to do that. They have a lot of creative. That's the problem with Man City though. They have like 4 or 5 for sure creative players that you're like, man, like top creative players in the world. But they don't have one goal scorer. And Agüero was that for them. He's not that no more. Gabriel Jesus is not really that. And that's what I'm scared of, that they're going to get a lot of chances. And they're going to end up losing 2-1 or something because they miss a lot of chances. Sterling's a hell of a player, misses a lot of chances. Gabriel Jesus misses a lot of chances. De Bruyne is the only guy that I see that would put him in, but he's not that guy. I mean, he is an incredible player, but he's not a goal scorer. He's got to
Kevin De Bruyne, to me, the best midfielder in the world.
Oh, without a doubt.
Watching that guy play.
He's different. Hey, who did you have? That's the conversation we had, because he's like, well, you could put any coach with De Bruyne and you would see the talent. And I'm like, dude, he was with Mourinho.
Well, but I mean, you know how I feel about Mourinho.
Okay, but
Mourinho's a waste of talent.
But Mourinho got Mesut Özil and these guys that weren't incredible, and he made them really good with counterattack.
He did not make them good. Those guys were good and they played.
He ran a lot of guys out. Mesut Özil went downhill because he was good at putting those balls through the counterattattack straight to Cristiano.
Well, I mean, maybe he didn't adapt to his style, but like
it's hard to get any player. Like he just said, you had Chelsea. Chelsea had.
But also, De Bruyne at the time was really young.
Yeah, he was young.
Yeah,
he was real young.
He was young in his prime now.
But they should have kept him.
No, but he was young. He went from Wolfsburg to Chelsea to Man City, and Man City started balling out.
How old was he at Chelsea? His last year?
18 or 19.
No, he was older. Because at Wolfsburg, he was 18. He was like 20 or 21. I mean, that's already. He just didn't play the right style for De Bruyne.
But you can't judge a player off of year.
No, but 2021. Yeah. But going back to that, no, Man City has the better team, but PSG played the best way against them, which is counterattack, of course. But I mean, yeah, like Willie said, PSG's midfield is not great. It's not good in my opinion, but it's not great for sure if you want to consider it good. And then their defense it's not very good either. So Man City's gonna create a lot. Either Navas is gonna be the player of the game, or Mbappe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna either have a lot of saves, they're gonna win 1-0, or Mbappe's gonna score 3 on them, 3-on-2.
Also, Mbappe had a field day with Barca because Barca is trash.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I haven't really watched City play that much like that besides Champions League. We go back to the same thing. I'm a casual fan with them. But I don't think they could be that bad. Like, anybody can score on Barca.
But remember the second game when Barcelona actually played different, how they had been playing for the last few games? They they don't want to say shut them down, but they shut them down.
But PSG didn't have to go out and score, though.
Yeah.
But they would play the same way, Andrew. They played, hey, we're going to defend, and he tried to beat those guys one-on-one, and he couldn't.
But he didn't have to. But, you had that aggregate of what? 3-1? 4-1 second game? You can afford to play the same way. And no, it was 4-1.
Because they scored the first one.
No, we scored the first one. Oh, they did score the first one, yeah. 5-1.
Well, I mean going into the second game.
It was 4-1.
Yeah, it's 4-1 going into the second game. So you can afford to play your same style and it not work for you and not panic.
Yeah, but no, it's because Mbappe is one of those guys that I don't want to say he's hit or miss because he's very consistent. But in this Champions League, he has been hit or miss. Against Barcelona, he scored 3. The very next game, he played bad. He played really, really bad. He didn't get a shot on goal.
Yeah.
And he's playing one-on-one because we went all out attacking and we had to. Okay.
Yeah, but then how did he do against Bayern?
Okay, I'm about to say, against Bayern, he scored 2. One was a complete mistake by Neuer, and we all agree, but you got to shoot, it's fine. He's really good game, whatever, but even though PSG didn't play that good, he got a couple chances, he made them. The very next game, he didn't do anything. So as I'm saying, he's hit and miss, and we'll see against Man City. Hopefully for me, he hopefully has one of those bad games where he doesn't do much, but that's going to be an intriguing
one. So as far as Chelsea, Andrew, like, how are they looking? I really, to be honest with you, I saw one game, which was against Atletico, and I fell asleep. I had drool all over my pillow. Like, it was Atletico and Chelsea, you can imagine. How
they got a new coach and stuff, man. It's hard to fucking integrate how you want to play. So he's just playing very, very just.
He's getting the job done. They got 1 loss in his 20 outings. It is pretty boring, for the most part.
But that might be the strategy to get Madrid out.
I'm telling you, this reminds me a lot of the 2012 season because it's a new coach and he's like, you know what?
But that's 2012 year, just the names alone, you're like,
they don't have those names.
Yeah, they don't. But Madrid is not the same team that Barcelona team was either.
They aren't. But Chelsea has a lot of young talent, though. I think they have kind of taken the Barca approach of developing their players through their academy because. Man,
they don't have a choice. Like nobody's looking to go to Chelsea right now.
But a lot of it also has
when
to
the Super League hits though.
I think a lot of
stimmy.
I think a lot of it has to do also with that can be a major factor is Madrid's injuries, man. They've had illnesses and whatever. They have COVID and all this. Like the last league game, they were missing 9 players.
Yeah.
And a team that has 21 players, that's a lot. And they weren't just bench players; they were starters. So we'll see how they come up next week. I think a lot of players are starting to come back now, but we'll see. They could get hurt on Saturday.
Yeah. For
all I know. So we'll see because if their defense is looking how they played last game, which just had one starter, which was Varane, Chelsea can get at them
so
speed.
When are the games going to be played?
Next
Tuesday, Wednesday. Chelsea's playing Tuesday, and City and PSG is Wednesday.
So we have to give you a conclusion. I would like to do my due diligence this weekend. And I'm gonna watch all these teams play. See what they got.
Well, I got Chelsea, PSG. So
really,
yeah,
that would be cool.
I mean, PSG advancing wouldn't surprise nobody.
No,
Chelsea would be a surprise, but PSG wouldn't be a surprise because they were just there last year and they have star quality, man.
Man City is really good. Y'all have a lot of good points, but like Willie said, and I watched Man City play a couple times throughout the Champions League. They just they can't find the goal consistently.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's always been.
But I feel like you really gotta, if PSG comes out and is hot, you're gonna have to find the goal. Like they had that Foden kid, he had missed a couple against who do they play this last round?
Dortmund.
Dortmund, yeah, and he had a couple chances to put Dortmund away.
That guy's a hell of a player, though.
He is good. He's really good, but I mean,
But yes, because that's the thing. They're playing right now with 6 midfielders.
Yeah. But if you don't have,
they're literally playing 4 defenders and 6 midfielders. Kind of like how Barcelona, but Messi wasn't a midfielder, of course. But back in the day, they used to play with 5. They got Xavi, Iniesta and stuff, and that can work. But in these games where you need somebody,
because they're playing PSG. But I feel like if you were to ask them who they would rather play, them or Bayern, like they got what they wanted. And I feel like if there was ever a year for Guardiola to get back to the finals without Messi. This is it. This is what you asked for, man. The only way you could have drew it better if it was Chelsea.
Yeah, that's true.
And then still Chelsea would probably be harder.
Chelsea
because they know how to play you.
Chelsea just beat them in the cup and 1-0 they eliminated.
That's what I'm saying, but they know
how
to play.
Well, the cup don't matter, dude. Man City, if they would have won the cup. They would be the first team ever to do a quadruple. Yeah. So they were going for that. Of course they lost. It happens.
All right, so we'll go to a hot take. I'm going to throw out a couple statements. It's a one-word response.
Okay.
We'll all 3 go. So, first one up is a little bit old news, but good news for some, I guess. Carson Wentz to Indianapolis. What's your one-word response?
Upgrade.
That's a good one.
Hopeful.
Called it.
You did call it.
All right.
That's 2 words.
Just 2 words, yeah.
Get him out of here.
Black guy wants you to put 2 words together. Call it. I call it.
Yeah, if you just say it fast enough. All right, the Rodgers situation in Green Bay.
No, because I don't know what's going on. Are you talking about
like the contracts? With
that situation, I'm gonna say he's gonna stay or whatever. What word would be?
One word, just
typical.
Very typical.
Typical.
It is typical. Disappointing. Heartbreak. Actually, heartbreak is more the word.
Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's the same.
Does Haaland stay in Dortmund next season?
No.
Okay. One word.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't answer.
You can say.
That's a good one to actually talk about. I feel like because of the money situation, I feel like he stays. But as far as merit again. Nah, he should be gone.
Why?
I don't know who has the money to give him what he wants.
But
he wants.
But let me tell you something. Dortmund is gonna have to bring down the price, and they're gonna have to let him go because they're not gonna make Champions League. And with an unhappy player, he wants to play Champions League. It's not like he's killing it in Champions League. Well, imagine when your best player, which I don't know if you know this. Next year, he has a clause that next year they have to sell him for $75 million. So they're gonna try to get more this year, even if it's 80 or 90 or 100. And I think they're asking for 150, but they're gonna probably go down to 120 or 100 because you're not gonna sell him for 75. That would be a rot.
Once you explain all of that,
that would be like Matt Stafford, Jared Goff trade.
Yeah, it would be like $75 million for Holland. In this day and age, I know it's COVID, but this day and age where the worst player is going for 40.
Yeah, but nobody's getting money now. Like this, it really affected everyone. So
yeah,
he's gonna have to go for the way cheaper.
Sorry for all those multiple words, people. Most surprising in the Champions League this year.
Most surprising, good or bad?
You wanna go first?
Go. Chelsea. Good.
Most surprising, good.
Yeah. Like who surprised you? Like who's in it, or who win it as long as they did, or who surprised you?
I think Dortmund.
Dortmund.
I think Porto. I like what they did against Juve.
Yeah, Porto. Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I think Dortmund just
Like
for the simple
Cristiano
fact.
fans are mad. It's so funny because I was talking shit to them because I was like, it's funny how they was like, oh, Juve's not good, blah 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 blah. Like, well, Juve scored 4 goals. They just needed 1 from Cristiano.
Yeah.
Like, what else do you want? I mean, of course they allowed 4, right? But it's like they scored 4.
Yeah.
You could have scored the 5th. But anyway, yeah, I'm just talking shit.
But I'm gonna go with who did I say? Dortmund, just for the simple fact that they're not doing that great in the league, and a lot of their good players are either old or gone. And most importantly, they did really good against Man City. They were there. They were like, I mean, technically they were gonna advance for like 60 of the minutes, and so
if it wasn't that for that PK,
yeah. So
yeah. I'm gonna skip that one. Most disappointing in the Champions League.
Liverpool, without a doubt.
No.
It's not about them losing to Real Madrid. It's how they lost to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
it was disgraceful.
Bayern.
No,
no, because of how unfortunate they were.
Yeah, but that's not disappointing.
This was a team to repeat again. Like, you know how back then nobody could repeat that Madrid did it, whatever. Like they were gonna, if they would have had a full squad, they would have won it.
Yeah, but that's not. They would be disappointed because of that. But they weren't the most disappointing team, though. No way in hell. They were the best team. They just.
But even then, even if you take out the reason why, right? Because like they could call it an excuse.
You can say they lost in the quarterfinals.
No, but in reality, they were, even without Lewandowski, they were better than PSG.
Yeah.
So still disappointing.
Yeah.
Because you should have won. You should have beat them. And in reality, we need to touch that topic next week about the stupid away goal rule. I hate it, but we can leave it for next week.
I can explain why the away goal. A lot of people don't know it. It's got to do with money. It's not got to do with actual soccer. I'll explain it next week.
Join us next week for Marlon teaching the world.
I want my own segment. I want you to sit over there like I'm in my own.
Actually, you can do that for last call.
Yeah, is your last call? Kind of switching gears here. Oh, I got one more soccer corner. I didn't write it down, but Haaland or Mbappe, who do you take?
I take Haaland right now.
Oof. Nah, Mbappe's showing me more, man. He's more proven. The other guy is good, but he needs to show me a little bit more.
I got Haaland.
Mbappe's been killing him for 3 years now.
And Mbappe's playing with PSG. Haaland's playing with a team that's not going to make it in the Champions League. And that dude has like 20-something goals in the league. So
yeah, but has Mbappe not shown he can go to France and play with good players? And the next team he goes to is going to be better than PSG. Haaland's
playing with not that good players and doing really good. You don't think he's going to go to Real Madrid or Barcelona or Man City? Man City would be the absolute perfect team for how much they create. We just say they don't have a killer. You put him in there,
but how many players have stood out like that and then they disappear? Like that guy that Real Madrid bought that was scoring like 4 goals in the German league and all that, and then he just went and just back to German league. Like,
yeah, but he never got his chance at Real Madrid.
But he probably didn't even stand down to practice, so they were just looking.
No. The problem is they bought him, and Zidane became coach again, and Zidane. Everybody knows this. Real Madrid fans, if you're a real Real Madrid fan, who knows this, Zidane would have picked Benzema over Cristiano when they were both playing. Like he would have, if you can only start one, he would have picked Benzema because he's a French guy, because this and that, and they knew that it's all politics. But Benzema's proven it. I'm not saying that he's.
But I mean, I think you could.
He didn't get a chance.
You could at least agree that Mbappe has shown us well.
Oh yeah, but look, it just depends. It's hard because if you need a star quality to make a team, make people want to watch your team, you're gonna go Mbappe. I feel like if you have a good team and you just need that missing piece, I think it would be Haaland.
I take Haaland, and in the simple fact that just watching him play this year, especially in Champions League, dude, he's got a killer mindset. Like he don't give no fucks about it.
But here's another thing though. Take into the consideration that teams don't fall all the way back on him yet. Whatever team he goes to, and then people are really marking him differently.
And you think Mbappe is going to be able to do a lot when they're defending with 10 people?
But the teams that he plays for play like that. Like, he's going to go to Madrid and counterattack anyways. Like, he's going to go play like that. But Haaland is going to go... Let's just say if Haaland goes to Barca and everybody's thrown back how they always play against us, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But if they put the ball in the box, he's going to figure out a way to put it in.
Hopefully. But the thing is that Mbappe, no matter what team he's going to go play for, they all play the same.
Look, personally, I think Mbappe needs to go to a team that plays like that, which would be Real Madrid or like a Chelsea, something that plays counterattack. Mbappe,
Chelsea, but he's not gonna go there.
He's never go there. Liverpool, a team that plays fast and let's go, let's run. I think Mbappe would be a better fit with one of those teams than like Haaland. Haaland would be a better fit at Barcelona than Mbappe because he's gonna get creative for players.
Mbappe's going to Madrid, but I'm sorry to cut you off. What you say about Haaland? Like,
no, I mean it's just not someone that killer mentality. He's that mentality, and he's just physical in situations. Like he's a big guy.
Oh, yeah.
I watched him play against one. It was a Bundesliga game, and it was one of the teams probably close to their position in the table, but like. Dude goes down. Like he has like he don't care. He was
he's a bull.
Yeah, he just went it and just took it and scored. They came back and they were like, "Yo, man, like the guy defending you back there fell. Why don't you play now?" He's like, "It's a goal opportunity. What you mean?" And I love that about him. Like it wasn't like anything dirty or wrong. Like you could have played it out, but like
And he's left-footed. He got a lot of skill.
No, but that's the thing. He's left-footed, and he bombs it with his right. Have you seen him shoot with his right? He bombs it with his right.
I made a point to watch that game.
I feel like, like you watch him play, and if you didn't know who they were, you would be like, that guy is better. Haaland is better.
Yeah,
because he actually... But Mbappe, like
No, it's not a wrong answer. Don't think that we're like
every year he's
consistent.
He's consistent.
And he's consistent.
Like
good.
He was consistent in the World Cup.
He's getting only better.
He was consistent in the last year. They went to the finals, and he had a good final. He missed the opportunities to beat Bayern.
Yeah. Which
later on in his career, we're gonna bring that up because when everybody gets judged, we're gonna judge him too. You know what I'm saying? And then this year, he's in the semifinals, and he can prove a lot. You know. But I'll give you that though, man. He's young, but he's got the type of miles on him that if he doesn't do it, there's no excuses with his agent no more. I'm getting tired of that age thing. Like, nah, dude, that dude's clearly a baller. Like,
yeah.
You don't need to fall in that when he's 21 shit. I don't want to hear that. You know?
Yep.
Kind of moving on to a different sport here, NFL. Team skipping off-season workouts.
Doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter because either way, if it's all of them doing it, then it doesn't matter.
No, but
it's not all. It's not all. It's only some teams.
So I'm saying it's gonna affect them during the season. So
and teams that should be taking off, like the Falcons. I saw that. I was like, after that season, y'all not doing to take off the off season.
Why? Because of COVID.
They didn't really say. The article just said like it wasn't mandatory. They were going to give them the option to not do it.
It was COVID.
They were just like,
and the Buccaneers are full tackle. Yeah.
No, but look, this is going to be a topic.
Somebody's asking for flags in at practice. Like that's an illegal formation.
No, like that's going to be a topic later on. Whoever took the season off or the off season off, and they're doing bad, you'll be like, did that affect them? Did that affect them? That's going to be a topic, and it is going to affect them. You're professional players, dude. You have to, like Willie said, if it would have been everybody taking off, you're in a level playing field.
But he put teams. I thought like
that's
no,
everybody.
Teams just like
some teams. Some teams.
So
just trying to word count there,
He tried real hard with most serpent. I was like, what's that?
Stepping on some syrup.
Most serpent. Who's drank the most syrup there?
Like, God, this guy's limited on his ink.
It's not cheap. Tomlin gets a 3-year extension in Pittsburgh. Do you give it to him?
He signed already?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think so. It's because I said it from last year. They weren't going to be able to do shit with Ben Roethlisberger. I thought they were overrated, so they need a better.
But honestly, you can't get rid of Mike Tomlin because like
he's consistent.
He keeps the team relevant.
Yeah,
they're really a quarterback away from doing big things, But honestly, I'm starting to believe that he's the reason they keep believing in Big Ben.
It could be.
I feel like if he wasn't there, Ben would have already got out.
Yeah, maybe.
And then lastly, Bucks repeating.
I'm gonna say no, just because it's hard to repeat in the NFL. So
I wouldn't think that they're not. I mean, unless the Green Bay Packers improve.
Well, let me tell you this.
Who?
Let me tell you this.
Who's gonna get?
Didn't we say that with Kansas City last year and they lost? I mean,
they were really. Kansas City was injuries away from repeating.
And the Bucks can't get injuries away from losing.
So is that what we're gonna do right now in the off season? Like, there's no team workout. So who's gonna hurt?
During the season?
I'm just saying, like, no, like we can't imagine. Like you say like the most cliche answer ever. Like, if they get hurt. Well, no, duh. Well, we're assuming everyone's there.
If they get hurt, you just said Kansas City should have repeated, but they got hurt. So I said, so what if the Bucks get hurt?
I know that, but Kansas City did get hurt.
Okay, but I said it's harder. It's harder to repeat in the NFL. That's not cliche. It's fact. It is hard to repeat. One team has done it in the last what?
It is hard.
1,000 years. The last 25 since the Cowboys and the Patriots.
But not when you're the most talented team in the league. They're clearly the most talented team in the league.
But the Patriots have always been the most talented team, and they repeated a long time ago. But after they won the Super Bowls, they didn't repeat. They would do Super Bowls.
They don't repeat, but they get to back-to-back Super Bowls and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, but they didn't repeat, so I'm gonna say no because where's there a bigger?
All right, so
they're repeating or not repeating?
If they get to Super Bowl, are you taking the Bucks or not?
Where are they playing?
Chiefs.
With the full lineup?
Yes.
Then I'll take Kansas City.
No, Bucks are gonna do it again.
Well, put your money against the
field.
field.
Same thing. You're gonna do the same thing.
Well, I would pick Andy Reid
because
to make the same mistakes against them.
Yeah, or the coaching staff. Yeah, they are because they don't change.
No, the coaching staff won't because one of them is in jail. Andy Reid's son, so he won't make the same mistakes. Hopefully not. If he makes the same mistakes, God bless his soul.
Nah, all reality, if they don't change their style of play, they're not gonna win against the Chiefs.
What? We just said last year that they were like unstoppable almost. How can they change?
Because all they look for is a home run, man. They don't run the
Travis
ball.
Kelce is a home run. He fucking gets
like
11.
Do they run the ball?
No, they didn't have a run game. But
this is coming from the guy that doesn't believe what I say. Like, run it, even if they know you're gonna run it. Like, run it, establish the run. Haven't I always said that? Yeah. And then he says, no, throw it. Well, you see where that'll get you. Like,
what? Coming from the guy that fucking said run the ball, and the Falcons were just driving the ball. Everybody, no, that's been working all game. Run the ball. They lost the game. I know how important the run game is, but that's the mentality of everybody. If it's working for you, why change it?
You were telling them to run it for one play because
not for one play. They would have not for one play because they kept getting first down to kill the clock. Anyways,
you gonna break this up or how? You?
Yeah, I'll figure out how to break it up. Last call. You guys got anything to add?
No, just good to be back. Hopefully.
So you have something to add?
I just said good to be back.
I was like, you mean to add? You're like, no, just good to be back.
Is that adding something?
Yeah.
That's just saying it's good to be back.
All right, now I just wanted to say that the reason we didn't film the final episode for the Super Bowl is because during the ice storm and we've been wanting to get back together and we got busy and everything, but now we're gonna try to pick it up every week, and so keep letting us know what y'all want us to talk about, and of course we're gonna start talking about La Liga a little bit more and the EPL. And pick up a little. No, but we got time. We still got time for next week.
Yeah.
And then we got the NBA season's coming to the end, and it's gonna get to the.
There's baseball.
Oh yeah.
Is there still baseball going on?
Yeah.
Is that still a sport?
Yeah, it's still a sport.
I thought it was called America's Pastime because that shit was dead.
We're not affiliated with that statement. MLB, please don't come after us. Yeah, no, we got a lot of sports to talk about. The Olympics are here this year. Copa
America. Hopefully with the
COVID.
They
might.
Well, they announced the cities that they're going to be hosting games at.
For a Gold Cup.
Oh, Gold Cup, not Copa America. Gold Cup.
That man, Gold Cup. Could anybody beat Mexico? Also, we have fucking European Cup. What's that shit called again?
The Euro Cup?
The Euro Cup, yeah. Euro Cup. European Cup. You know that's why it stands for Euro Cup, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, making sure.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for watching again. You got anything?
No, that's it. Just stay tuned for Marlon's tell-all.
Get ready for it.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
No, it's gonna
He's gonna
fuck
sign
people's
the
minds up because they don't even know.
No, yeah, no. Honestly, this dude's a student of the game. Like, he can't mess with me as far as like sports talk, but history, like, he knows the history. Like, he got me there.
We'll throw a segment in. Marlon knows.
I'm gonna preach, man. Y'all better listen. It's gonna be church.
Word.
Well, again, we're glad to be back. Glad you guys are watching and subscribing. And if you haven't, do so. Tell your friends. Tell your mom, your dad, your family, whoever.
Yeah.
People you don't know. Tell everybody. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Again, this has been Raising the Bar.